After getting off to a dismal 12th start with Bellator and missing the past 10 months in order to repair an injured ACL, former UFC lightweight champion Benson Henderson was in desperate need of a win. He got his chance against Patrick Frere in the main event of Bellator 183. But once again, Henderson fell short of expectations in an uninspired performance that resulted in a split decision loss, and the veteran of 3 organizations is now facing a very uncertain future. Since defeating Jamie Varner to become WEC's undisputed lightweight champion in January 2010, Henderson has been considered as one of the world's best at 155 pounds, and his subsequent success in the UFC, which included a brief run as its lightweight king, further substantiated that reputation. Unfortunately for Henderson, a 2013 loss to Anthony Pettis cost him his lightweight crown and sparked an 11-fight run that's seen smooth win on just 5 occasions in the past 4 years. As a former UFC and WEC lightweight champion, Henderson brought a certain amount of star power to Bellator when he signed a multi-fight deal with the UFC's biggest competitor in February 2016. But Henderson's promotional debut resulted in a loss to Andrei Koreshkov for the welterweight title and a loss to Michael Chandler for the lightweight title that immediately followed a suspect win over Patricio Freire. Saturday's loss to Patrick Frere is more than just a bump on the road. When you consider that Henderson's lone win under the Bellator banner came when Patricio Freire broke his shin in the opening round of their fight, and the ref was forced to intervene, it's tough to argue against Smooth being the biggest bust of Bellator's big-name signings. After Saturday's loss, Henderson needs to take a long look at the factors surrounding his string of subpar performances, and he told MMA Junkie that he knows one thing that has to change immediately. I think that either way, win or lose, I need to stop having close fights, said Henderson. People say, oh, it was kind of close, maybe you could have won, you could have lost. Like, those close fights are killing me. It's always nice to win a close fight, win a close split decision, but just being in a close decision, close split decision, those are just too close to have. You can't have those. You have to have a better performance, win or lose. You got to be in more decisive battles. It sucks. In the meantime, Henderson needs to get used to life on the outside of the lightweight title picture for the first time in nearly 8 years. Following Saturday's win, Frere has forced his way onto the radar of reigning 155-pound champ Brent Primus, but according to Scott Coker, his shot won't come before Chandler has an opportunity to avenge his loss to Primus. Either way, the fact that Henderson has lost his place in that equation says everything we need to know about the current state of his once-brilliant career. So where does Henderson go from here? Unlike the UFC, Bellator doesn't have a lightweight division that's loaded with former title contenders and popular young headliners for Henderson to face while he attempts to get back on track. Instead, Henderson might have to work through his issues against a wide variety of lesser-known lightweights and opponents looking to earn a career-altering victories such as Ryan Couture, Adam Piccolotti and Derek Campos. And with both fighters already on its roster, it would be somewhat of a surprise if Bellator didn't eventually book a rematch between Henderson and aging veteran Josh Thompson. But Henderson will have to get used to the idea that he's no longer fighting for a belt or working towards a title shot every time he steps into the cage, and judging by comments he made to MMA Mania prior to Bellator 183, that won't be easy. I think me as a competitor, me as a mixed martial artist, just my personality, who I am, I always want to fight to be the best, said Henderson. I always want to fight to be the best. I want to fight to have the belt around my waist. I want to be the top guy on the ladder. When I get to the point where I'm not fighting for belts or fighting for no .1 ranking or fighting to be up there, that's when I think for sure I'll have to take a second look at myself and see if I really want to be doing this anymore. Only time will tell if Henderson is now taking that second look at himself and his MMA priorities. But despite the fact that his bouts will continue to draw a crowd, he's nowhere near the fighter that Bellator thought it was getting when he was signed nearly 2 years ago. And until he proves otherwise, Henderson's time as a permanent threat to the lightweight throne has come to an end.